Hi, Ken Ward here from Audison, and today we're going to talk about BitDrive 2.0 and Accordo. So, I've got some things I really want to show you, but instead of me talking, let me show you something. Let me show you exactly how this works. So, I'm going to use our Accordo process to tune this car. I've inserted the microphone, and now I go up to the top and select the Accordo wizard. The first thing I see is a request to finalize or save the files. And then I get this list, which you should have already performed to make sure you're ready to use Accordo. After that, I'm going to get a choice of, do I want automatic levels, automatic delay, and automatic EQ? I do want to do all three. After that, I'm going to get the option to make sure all of my channels are correct and that none of them are muted. If they were, I could go back and fix it before I went any further. Here, I get to pick my target curve. We have an all new target curve editing tool, and we have a number of target curves already preloaded. So here's the one I'm going to use. Now, I want to set this level for the subwoofer to the level that I want. If I'm using our controller for subwoofer level, I need to install a little bit of a buffer here so that my subwoofer can get louder later on if I want to go above the target curve. If I'm using a regular dumb bass knob, I would make this 0. But in this case, I'm setting it to -6 so that I have some headroom on my sub for later on. There's a 5-second countdown. If you don't have USB extensions, that lets you get out of the car and close the door. It's making a tone, it's making a test tone. We raise the volume until we get a green light. Once you get the green light, click on next. Now, each individual channel in the car is going to be measured the exact same way. This will take a variable amount of time, depending on how many channels you have in the car, but as you can see, it didn't take very long. Then there's some number crunching to process the measurements, and at that point, Accordo is complete. What just happened? Accordo measured each of the individual channels in the car at the microphone position. It calculated delays that would put everything into phase. It calculated levels that would make left and right match and hit our target curve. And it applied equalization, not normal parametric equalization, but a special kind of digital filter that I don't really understand because I don't have the math that affects both phase and amplitude at the same time. We do have technology in our Bit Virtuoso that does this in the FIR domain, but in this case, we're doing it in the IIR domain, which is, as far as I know, is a first for aftermarket car audio processors. Once we've done that, we're ready to listen to the car or measure the car. And we'll find that we hit our target curve, and we'll find that we have an image in the middle of the car. If you want the image to be closer to the near side, that can be adjusted with levels. If you want any other changes, you can make some changes to the global EQ if you like. There's plenty of equalization adjustments still exposed. But the real bottom line of Accordo for the professional car audio shop is that this took place in 2 minutes in real time. And that's something that we've gotten amazing feedback on from our dealers. To be able to do this in 2 minutes is really going to be a game changer. Now, something that I want you to understand is that it doesn't do the OEM correction automatically. That's going to be an additional feature in the future. But if you have a preamp, if you have an aftermarket head unit, if you're using our Beacon Bluetooth streamer, you won't have to do any of that. If you're doing an OEM integration project, it's really important that you do all your OEM correction before you run Accordo. Not because it's going to affect the Accordo process directly. It's not. We create our own test tones, and our own test tones that we generate emulate a flat, full range, time-aligned response. The problem is when you listen to it. If you listen to it, and here's an example. We tested a car recently that had all pass filters on the front channels at 100, 300, 600, and 1200 hertz. And if you used Accordo in that vehicle without addressing any of those all pass filters, when you listen to any notes at 100, 300, 600, or 1200 hertz, left and right would be out of phase. Once you use the award-winning tools in AF Forza to take care of those processing problems, ACCORDO gives you a one-seat tune that's really hard to beat. So that's the real distilled essence of 2.0. We do have some other cool features. We do have an up mixer. We do have a new way of managing delay. We do have some other really nice things, but man, ACCORDO really takes the cake. So there you have it. BitDrive 2.0 is available for free at Audison.com. We already have our tutorial videos on how to use BitDrive 2.0 up on our official YouTube channel for Audison Official on YouTube. So check it out, and thanks for watching.